All right, folks, we are back with you. Politics and the political climate, it can take a toll on mental health. And we know how many Jamaicans are passionate about their parties. So with a loss comes great disappointment. So now that the results are out and the election is over, we've asked counseling psychologist with Family Life Ministries, Andre Allen Casey, on to help us talk about how folks cope with disappointments and the loss that may have come out of last night's election. Good morning to you, Sir Andre. How are you this morning?
I'm doing very well, Simone.
Good to have you. We know you're not a political analyst, but just your thoughts coming out of the election yesterday?
Well, I think the most important aspect of it is what the government did in terms of his statesman's speech, in not gloating, but letting, especially considering how the opposition can really be reeling from this level of disappointment, but just the way he, handed somewhat of an olive branch, so to speak to the fact that Jamaica is the one that won this election, and of such, Jamaica now needs to move forward.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was quite noble.
So you've got a party this morning that would have lost. You've also got supporters of that party, very passionate supporters of that party, who would have experienced or felt like they experienced that loss yesterday as well. How real is that in the minds of those supporters?
Well, very real, especially considering that you're talking about over 200 and something thousand folks that voted for the opposition, that is, and of such, certain that they were looking for a positive outcome. But that's one of the things that we need to understand, even as it relates to disappointments, and that is to say, we cannot, we have to learn to cremate our disappointments and don't embalm them.
Say that again, Sir Andre. Hold on. You have to cremate.
Yes, don't embalm. And so, because the more you think about how disappointed you are, then it interferes with one, how you process the feelings that you're having, and possibly even more importantly, how you move forward. And that you do not end up making rash decisions, even as it relates to moving forward, or even become hard on yourself, or feel as if to say, well, listen, I cannot move on from this disappointment. And so it is important that you learn to burn it up, so to speak, and recognize that, life goes on and that I have to move on. And really and truly, everything that occurred yesterday is not the end all in relation to my life and my living.
Whether we like it or not, you're going to be disappointed when you lose anything. Is there you said get over it, but how quickly does that happen? And I suspect not everyone will be have the same level of disappointment. So how quickly are you saying we should jump out of this? Well,
sometimes we have to look at the kind of outcome we are looking for in our own life and living. And so the question we must ask ourselves, what do I want for me going forward? And so that, I believe, is a very critical and crucial question. And unless we ask, what do I want for me, then unfortunately we allow situations and circumstances to interfere with how we move forward. So one of the first things we need to ask, what do I want for me going forward? Do I want to remain in this state where I feel immobilized and crippled by my past? Because yesterday has now become our past, literally. And so what do I want for me going forward is a critical question. You see, life doesn't come with our terms and conditions. And since it doesn't come with our terms and conditions, it necessitates the need for us to learn to adjust. And so here comes an ample opportunity, literally, for us to adjust. And so I invite those who are hurting not to stew in negativity, literally, to recognize that if we stew in negativity, it can lead to more problematic symptoms as far as our psychology is concerned, and that, or better still, our emotions, like discouragement and or even depression.
Yeah.
And so what do I want for me has a lot to do with how much I recover from this disappointment.
It would seem to me that we have two sets of two sets of stakeholders or audiences or publics, we call them in comms, that we would need to speak to coming out of this election. There's also, I think it probably is three, because there's a winning party who would also need to know how to deal with victory moving forward. But since we're talking about stress and disappointment, we have the participants. Those are the folks who put themselves up for representation who would have lost. And there are the party supporters. And when it comes to Jamaica, we know the PNP, you know, is tradition really build that party. Folks will tell you them family, them mother, going back generations. So we have some tips here, and you can tell us if they apply to both sets of people or how you would kind of skew them to speak to either group. First is to remain calm.
Yes. Well, and this is why a part of remaining calm is to process what kind of feeling I'm having and to ensure that I do not overreact according to what I'm having. So it's important for us to inform our feeling before we follow the feeling. So I need to understand, why am I having this emotion? Why am I feeling this way? And in the event I should follow this feeling, what will be the attendant outcome? Will it bring about, will it make me calmer and the better for it? Or will I regret how I responded to how I am feeling? Mm-hmm. So that is the first thing about remaining calm. And the first step, I believe, it is important for us to take. Again, always considering the outcome, not only for myself, but also for the participants.
Reassure the team.
Reassure the team. Reassure the team. Reassure the team, then you have to start from the top. So you have to be at a place where you let the team know that, listen, we have lost this, but life, you know, has not ended. We have a lot more to do as far as where our life and living is concerned. Those who are left will continue to do their part to represent the country as best as possible. Notwithstanding, please understand that every 4 years we do have an election. And so there is another opportunity that can present us. So do not lose focus on the goal going forward.
5, 4 or 5?
4, 3.
No, we're talking about the years.
Yeah, 5, yeah.
Limit social media and news intake.
See, at this point in time, you might end up saying the wrong thing. And you might have to, have to do some catch-up, so to speak, because you have said the wrong thing.
Or you see something that is going to be like really offensive to you, or that may make you, not even about you, what you post, but what you are able to, what you see on the timelines.
Excellent. So not only see, and of course, which is going to put you in a further state of feeling depressed. And so what you want to do is to step back, stay away from anything right now, because what is most important is how I not only remain calm, but process my feeling so that what I say or what I see will not interfere with my ESP. And my ESP is taking care of myself emotionally, spiritually, and physically. And so that must be the hallmark of how I function and operate going forward. Taking care of me.
We're out of time, Andre. Final one, seek professional help. How do I know if I need it? How do I know if I need it?
Well, because if you find that your emotions are interfering with how you function, then most definitely please come and see us at Family Life Ministries.
Okay, where do they find you at Family Life Ministries?
1 Cecilia Avenue, 926-8101.
Stay safe, my friend. Thanks much.
Thanks much.
Yeah.
Counseling psychologist with Family Life Ministries, Andre Alim Casey.
Some people are really so vested that this morning they don't know what to do themselves for true. All right, guys.
Plus, as I said, it would bother people differently.
Yeah.
There was one candidate who came out and said, when send a man in retirement, the man who himself was going to send in retirement won the seat. So,
yeah.
People like that with You come out to kind of
pomp and
braggadocious.
pageantry, and then
you lose. That would hurt.
well, it certainly is humbling,
Yep.
you know, and that's not necessarily a bad thing if you take the lessons and move on
Yep.
from that. All right, on the other side, and on the lighter side of politics, we're going to check out some hard fit, some fits after the break. This is going to be fun. Soon come back.